Hi, second grade. It's Mrs. Gorski again, and I'm bringing you another video about time. Now, the last time we talked about time, we were talking about to the hour only. Now, if you notice, my analog clock is looking a little different than what it did when I first came to you with the time video. Since it was to the hour, if you remember, our minute hand, our big hand, was pointed to the 12. And our hour hand could have been on any one of those numbers because it was telling us the hour. And that was pretty easy. But now we have to think about this minute hand beginning to move on our analog clock. So we're going to be focusing on time to the half hour today. So that means my minute hand is no longer on the 12. It is going to be in a different place. It's going to be pointed to the 6. Now you're probably thinking, how do you know the 6 is worth 30? Because the 6 looks like a 6 here. Well, when you look at an analog clock, these numbers, these red numbers can mean two things. One, it could mean an hour. So when you're looking at the small hand or the hour hand, the number will then be an hour focus. When you're talking about the large hand or the minute hand pointing to one of these red numbers, you're focused on it's telling minutes now. So in order for me to know that the 6 is worth 30, there is a way on my clock that I can skip count to figure out the minutes that each one of these red numbers mean. And it's a way that you skip count that's very simple. You always skip count by 5s. That's how we skip count on a clock with these big red numbers. So we're going to do it. We're going to do it together. So here we go. Do it with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Now it stops at 60 because 60 minutes are in a full hour. So every 60 minutes, this red hand goes from one red number, 1 hour, to another hour. So if you noticed, when we were counting, this big blue hand has to go completely around the clock. This minute hand goes completely around in an hour. When in an hour, the hour hand only goes from one number to the next. So the minute hand kind of moves a lot faster than the hour hand does. So let's skip count again. So we're going to know how to skip count by 5s on our clock. Ready? Let's do it again. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So there we go. Now we've done 2 hours so far. We've counted 62 times using the 5s. So what we want to focus on today is focusing just on the minutes that equal 30. So that's why we are going to end up on the 6. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So if you remember when we were working with the hour, the minute hand was always on the 12. Now it's going to switch it up a little bit. So when I talk about 30 minutes after the hour, we could also call it half past. It's always going to be on the 6. So the only thing that is going to change is going to be the hour hand again. However, if you remember when we were doing time to the hour hand was pointed directly on that hour number. But now, if you notice, when we are now at 30 minutes, that hour hand is starting to move. It's not exactly on that hour number anymore. It's moving to the next hour. So as the minute hand's moving, so is the hour hand. So notice where the hour hand is. It's right in the middle of the 4 and the 5. So that means it's halfway in between the hour. So you're probably thinking, which one should I pick? Should it be 4:30? Should it be 5:30? Well, the trick is you always have to go to the hour before. So if our hour hand is pointed here in the middle of 4 and 5, you have to go to the hour before, which would be 4. So this would be 4:30. We could also say 4:30. That's another more grown-up way that we're going to learn in second grade to say times. So 4:30, 4:30. So let's see if we could do another time. Let me take this down. So notice, we are on the 30 again, but now my hour hand is in between the 7 and the 6. Remember what the trick is. You have to go to the hour before. So if my hour hand is pointed here, which one would be the hour before? Would it be the 6 or the 7? Give you a second to figure that out. If you said 6, you are right. We would say 6:30. We could also say 6:30. That's another way that we can say that. All right, let's do another one. Here we go. Now, again, remember, minute hand is always going to be on that 6 because we're talking about 30. Half past the hour. But now our hour hand is in between the 10 and the 11. What would you say that the time would be? Which one would you choose? The 10 or the 11? If you said 10, you are absolutely right. This would be 10:30 or 10:30. Half of that hour is gone. That's why I say 10:30. All right, so here we go. Trying another one. So here we are again. Minute hand, same spot. We know it's 30. It's this hour hand that gets tricky. Where is it going to go? To the 1 or the 2? What would you think? If you said 1:30, you're right. It is 1:30 or 1:30. Here's another one. What would you say this would be? If you're thinking 3:30, you're absolutely right. 3:30. Let's try one more. All right, here we go. One more time. We have our minute hand on the 6. We have our hour hand now in between the 8 and the 9. Which one would you think it is? Would that be an 8:30 or a 9:30? If you said 8:30, you're absolutely right. Because if you thought it was 9:30, the hour hand should be in between these two. Because if I go another half hour, it's only 9 o'clock. So it couldn't be 9:30. That's why it's 8:30. So I hope you enjoyed our little review. And you can practice at home with mom, dad, brother, sister, grandma, grandpa, and keep working on these times because we are going to be constantly doing them in second grade. And you have to really be good before you hit third. All right. Talk to you soon, everybody. Have a great day.